Okay. All right. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. All right. Okay. So we're getting going here. Hope everybody's having a good night. Why is this again not doing that? Man. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. All right. So getting the ball rolling for tonight. The audio is perfect. Thank you. You already knew I was going to ask. You never know with this thing and with this, whatever you want to call this streaming service thing I have. Just never know with it. Okay. So tonight's probably not going to be a very long show. It doesn't really need to be. It's pretty clear what I'm up here for. And everybody that knows me knows I don't do this. Well, not that I don't do this. I don't do this publicly, right? I don't typically, go to people to help other people unless it's within our little circle that we do this in. This is kind of a big deal to me. And I briefly talked about it on Sunday when we did Zechariah, and I wanted to do my due diligence, and I wanted to give 100% to this, and not just in a passing fancy kind of way. If there was ever a person in the world that I think deserves the help, it would be Middy. And so that being said, where do I want to start? It's been a good couple of days. I know this is kind of an extra. I'm throwing this one in. Middy was supposed to be showing up tonight. On top of that, that's why the title says with special guest, maybe. I had talked to her on Friday or Saturday about doing this, and she had said Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays were her days off that she could do it. She had, I think she'd hoped that I would do more towards tomorrow, but then, for me, this needed to get done. It needs to get done. She said she would do her best to be here tonight. However, her granddaughter had her first great granddaughter. It appears to be like yesterday. So I don't think she's going to make it. I haven't heard from her all day, which is fine. I don't necessarily need her here for this. But at the end of the day, this is, I take this very seriously. You guys know I take this very seriously. You guys know I don't do this in a public forum at all. But Middy's got a special place in my heart, and she always has. I've known her since right after her husband died, like right after, and when she still had her house. And, I showed her the Bible study. She was a subscriber to my channel for a few months prior to us actually talking. And she had just, when she started messaging me, it was originally just to verify a few things with, the Bible study and what, she was reading it and she was understanding it. And she was like, okay, just want to make sure I got this right. And we started talking from there. And I've known her for a few years now. I knew her when she had everything. I knew her when she had the house, and I knew her as she was losing everything as well. And I mean, it was almost 3 years ago now when she ended up in the shed. She lives in, I don't dig too much with her because, a situation like that is very personal to somebody, and I don't like people feeling uncomfortable I was very hesitant about doing this. I made sure she understood this is what we're going to do. But I don't get too much into detail, so I don't know whose backyard she's living in. A friend of hers, I guess, but I know how that goes. When you're down on your luck and you're living with somebody, and you may not always have your end of things. That the person helping you can sometimes tend to get agitated, and then you're walking on eggshells in order not to upset that person. And that's the situation she's living in right now. And she's living in a crappy ass shed in someone's backyard. This isn't the 2-story sheds that you see at Menards and you're like, damn, that could be a house. No, this is a straight up shed in someone's backyard. This lady's like 70 something years old. She's a grandma. Now she's a great grandma. And, I've helped her over the years as much as I could. I've sent her Bibles, sent her money, sent her gift cards for coffee. And I've done as much as I'm able to for her. And so this is like, par for the course. This is definitely par for the course. Winter's coming. She's really trying to get out of the shed. And I don't blame her. I mean, she's like, please, anything. She just, anything would do better than the shed. And I agree 1,000%. And it's not like she's some meth addict strung out. She's not some junkie. She's not a drunk. She's not any of that. She's just, she's a sweet old lady who life shit on, and she needs help. So we're doing the best we can. And that's what I'm doing this for. I'm reaching out to you guys. Everybody that I know, we've all pitched in. We've actually got her up to about $200 now, and it'll be more on Friday from my end. We've already pitched in, but I'm throwing in another, I'm throwing in more money, come Friday. But, we've all pulled together. And it's sad. It hurts me that I did this with YouTube on Sunday. My video's got like 100 and some odd views. And the only people that have pitched in to help this woman are the people from our little crew. And that too is kind of upsetting. Here, I'll show you something. I should be able to pull up her. Let me see. Let me see here if this works. Okay, so I can. Yes, I got it. I'm going to pull this up. This is Middy. This is Middy right here. Hang on, I got to readjust. No, I don't. Okay, so this is Middy. She's a real person. A lot of you probably know her from YouTube. She's Middy Van Hoos or Mildred Van Hoos, or whatever she shows up as online. And again, this is her. Here, I'll just take you down to her post. Should show up right here. So this was yesterday at 7:50. Yesterday at 8:00 p.m. Her first great grandchild. So cute, and of course my granddaughter who is holding her. So she's obviously busy. She is definitely very busy. I'm very happy for her. That is an absolute blessing. But as one human being to another, she gets to go from seeing her great granddaughter for the first time, and she gets to go back to sleeping in a shed. And I'm not, I get that everybody's circumstances are everybody's circumstances. But where I'm from, I don't think anybody's grandma deserves to sleep in a shed unless it's self-inflicted wounds, which this isn't. It's just life has a way of being life. And I know that when I go sleep in my bed tonight, I just want to be able to say I'm giving my all to help her. And I'm hoping that you guys will follow suit, that you'll follow and do the same. it's kind of circumstantial that we ended up in these shoes to begin with. This was something that a couple of months ago, I've always kept in touch with Middy, always. And I see her online and see her on other people's channels, and I always keep in touch with her and make sure she's doing okay. As long as she's got food in her belly, and as long as she has a roof over her head. I mean, circumstances are circumstances. I get it. I can't. Everybody's kind of having hard times now, and I get it. I understand. But I've always kept in touch with her, and if she ever needed anything, she knows she could ask. But a couple of months ago, you would, Lee. But a couple months ago, most of you guys know Nick from the channel Signs and Wonders. He approached me a couple months ago and said he wanted to start a GoFundMe for her. And you guys already know, I don't think anybody trusts Nick with money at all. There's no, he's, it just is what it is. So I was very skeptical at first, and he wanted me to promote it, and he wanted me to basically be a backer for his cause, which, I don't know if it was genuine. I honestly don't think so at this point. I think personally, my personal opinion, and I think Middy's pretty much in agreement with me, I'm thinking he was trying to scam me at this point. But he had said he wanted to help her, and he wanted to start a GoFundMe for her. And I told him, do it. I checked with Middy. I made sure she was cool with it. I checked with our people and was like, hey, would this be something you guys are cool with being a part of? And everybody, it was a big deal. It was instantly a big deal. And I could see, like, Middy was trying to be very humble about it. And she's like, I don't know what Zelle is, dude. I don't. I just have the GoFundMe, and I'll either give her access to it or we'll send her a cashier's check. She's like 70 something years old, Lee. I don't, she's not very technically inclined, so to speak, but she is, and it just is what it is. But so Nick, he came to me and said he wanted to do this, and I saw how excited, like, she was trying to be humble about it. She's like, no, I understand the shoes I'm in, and I'm a strong, independent woman, right? And she gave me that side of it, and I was like, yeah, but are you okay with it? I know you need the help, and sometimes the people that need the help the most are the ones that are afraid to ask. And so she didn't really ask for this at all. But Nick had mentioned doing it, and I saw her hopes go up. I watched her hopes go up. Nick has, I'm pretty sure most 90% of his subs are bought and paid for. I'm 1,000% on that. But just for looking at from the ratio of views to subscribers, it's bought and paid for. But he still has a pretty broad base, and I got excited for her. And so I made the agreement with Nick that, hey, if you do this, I will back you 100%. I will promote it on my channel. That's cool. I'll pitch in. Whatever. Well, a month went by, and I asked Middy, has he set it up for you yet? No. A month and a week went by. Hey, Middy, has he set it up for you yet? No. And then I let it go. And then a few more weeks went by, and then she messaged me. And she's like, hey, have you heard anything more on if Nick's going to set up that GoFundMe? And I was like, he hasn't done it yet. He blew her off. He straight blew her off after telling her he would do something. And I just can't think of a shittier thing somebody could do. I've seen a lot of really horrible, shitty things in my life, but that's one of the most scumbaggiest shit things I've ever seen. So I talked to her last week and told her, well, he's not going to do it, so I'll just do it for you. And so we did. And we've raised already about $200 for her. The link is at the top of the chat. The link's on my Facebook page. It's on my community page. It's in the description, and it's going to be in the comments at the end. This isn't about anything other than helping this woman. Something that should have been done 2 months ago. Something that, just imagine if it was your grandma sleeping in a shed and it was you wanting people to help your grandma. She's not my grandma. We're not related, not by any means. I've only known her for like 3.5 years, but she is a grandma. This isn't about whether she believes or she doesn't. This isn't about any of that. This is just about simply helping somebody who needs it. And I'm hoping that you guys will pull through and help get this woman out of the shed. And even the goal I set on GoFundMe was only $500. We've already got 200. And this isn't like we're chasing 10 G's here. This is just trying to help give this lady a leg up. She's trying to buy this RV thing. The RV, honestly, it's better than the shed. You see it in the picture on the GoFundMe. She's trying to buy that. She put a little bit of money down on it. They're trying to get it road ready. But it's better than a shed. And all she's trying to do is be closer to her children, grandchildren, and now her great-granddaughter that she just had last night. So, from my family to yours, from my heart to her, I hope that some of you out there will find it in your heart and put 10, 20, 30 bucks, 50 bucks towards her. It's good. That's good news. I get that it's hard times for everybody. It's hard times for us too. But I can't think of a more deserving person. The verse is on the screen, Proverbs 19, verse 17. He that hath pity on the poor lends unto the Lord, and that which he hath given will he pay him again. It's that simple. I'm asking you to have pity on someone else. Now, it baffles me that Nick was the one who wanted to do this. He blew her off, and he still hasn't shared it. He hasn't shared the post. In fact, he actually went the day after, Monday? Monday, he went and talked a whole bunch of shit about me to Middy. Because we're doing this for her. I find it sad that people literally they don't want to help her because it's me that's trying to. They don't want to help her because it's they're hypocrites. That's what it boils down to. But I can tell you this: if any one of you asked me to do this for you, I would do it. What up, Donnie? I got your message. And we probably should talk. It's been a minute. Other than that, yeah, she was supposed to be here tonight, but she's I can't take her away from what she's doing. But anybody that knows her, you can reach out and ask her. You can see we've already raised $200 for her. Every dollar will be going to her. There's no middleman. There's none of that. And it's just to help her get out of that shed. She needs to get out of that shed. Winter's coming. It's not, it doesn't matter where you're at. Winter's still pretty brutal. So especially if you're outdoors, it's not, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I've been in those shoes. It sucks. And she's 70 years old. It's not like she can get into, it's not like she can go do heavy labor and join a union. You know what I mean? I think she helps a food bank. I think she works for one of the food banks in her area. She's good, for a human being. She's got a good heart, and that's what we're doing this for. So, he that hath pity upon the poor lendeth unto the Lord, and that which he hath given will he pay him again. This isn't for me. I'm not asking anybody to pitch in for Bibles. This is to help someone else. Be a good Samaritan. That's really it. I mean, and good times. I mean, this is just is what it is. I've got nothing going on. We're waiting for glue to dry. I've been so busy in the garage, and we got that up and rolling. That is up and rolling now. There will be, I'll have stuff up on it, like actual stuff up on Etsy within the next 7 to 12 days. Kind of excited about all that. What else? Other than that, I mean, things are good. I can't complain. I can't complain, and I think about that. Like, my family's so blessed. I can't, even when we're hurting, like, we're still better off than the majority. And I just, world's a crazy place, man. Crazy things going on. The videos, the last few videos Trump's dropped in the last few days, and they're talking about going after him for treason. This is crazy. Me and Brunette were waiting on a few things. Me and Brunette been talking about this for a minute. We're sitting back. We're just waiting. That's why I don't do Revelation of Daniel yet, man, because I just waiting to see. I got a couple of things I'm waiting to see, and once those things happen, then it's gonna be cool. It already is cool. So I hope everybody's having a good night. We are. After this, I got to go back into the garage. I wanted to do this for her. I wanted to give her, the full due diligence. And so, man, nobody deserves that, man. Well, I can think of a few people that do, but not in her shoes. It's just not. It's not right. But that's oppression. That's the world. That's the world we live in. That's the poor get poorer and the rich get richer. Think about all the shit I see in Chicago, man. Just, this world's a nasty place. Luke chapter 10, verse 30 through 37. It's a good story. And Jesus answering said, a certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment and wounded him and departed, leaving him half dead. And by chance there came down a certain priest that way, a priest. And when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. And I love that Jesus used a priest as an example, right? Somebody who claims to be a man of God, somebody who claims to be a Christian. They claim to be this and they claim to be that. But did he help him? No. Did he live up to what he claimed to be? No. He passed by on the other side. And likewise, a Levite, when he was at the place, came and looked on him and passed by on the other side. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion on him, and went to him and bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn and took care of him. The Samaritan, right? That's the offscour of the world back then. That's like That's like the equivalent of an illegal helping somebody they don't know in today's times. And went to him and bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn and took care of him. And on the morrow when he departed, he took out 2 pence and gave them to the host, and said unto him, take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay you. Which now of these 3 thinkest thou was neighbor unto him that fell among the thieves? Which of the 3 do you think was the neighbor to that guy who fell among the thieves? And he said, he that showed mercy on him. Then said Jesus unto him, go and do thou likewise. That's what we're doing this for. Doesn't matter whether she's a believer or not. And she's never given me reason to think she's not. But that's irrelevant when it comes to this. You know, I would do this for anybody if they asked. I would do this for anybody if they needed it. But she's got a special spot in my heart. She's always been nice to us. She did not deserve what Nick did to her, promising her he'd do something and then not doing it. He delivered nothing. Like the priest and the Levite. So today I'm asking you guys to be the Good Samaritan and get her out the shed. That's all. I love y'all very, 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 very much. I told you it's going to be a short show. Thursday, I think we'll do Zephaniah. Sunday, I'll probably do it open. Maybe. We'll see. I don't really, I mean, it just is what it is. It just is what it is. Like, it's been an interesting few years, man. And it's about to get more interesting. So excited. I don't really have anything else for you guys. I really don't. I want you to help her. I really want you to help her. She needs it. Just is what it is. I love y'all, and I'll see you guys Thursday. I'm going back to the garage. I love y'all. Enjoy your night. I'll see you Thursday. Help Middy, man. Just do it. It ain't going to kill you. And Nick, if you're listening, you need to share that GoFundMe. Stop being a douche. I love y'all. Adios.